Hey everybody, can you believe 2023 is coming to an end? Today I want to share with you a stack of books that I want to read before the end of the year. Let's get started. Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's Russell with Ink and Paper Blog. How are you all doing? As always, I hope you're happy, I hope you're healthy, I hope you're safe, and of course, I hope you're reading an amazing book or two or three or four. I am reading voraciously. I am really enjoying so many books that I'm reading right now and trying to get everything I want to read by the end of the year done. So today I'm here to share with you a small stack of books that I am really trying to read before the year comes to an end. So as always, get out your pen, get out your paper, get out your Goodreads, get out however you keep track of your TBR. If you are so able, please get these books from your local independent bookstore, or if you're a library user, get yourself a copy from the library. So this book comes out at the end of October, so I think if you have a scientist in your life, or you're looking for something for nonfiction November, take a look at Carlo Rovelli's White Holes. I was going to say that, and I was like tripping on my tongue. Out from Riverhead books. I'm going to let the back help us a little bit here because it's science, and I'm not a scientist, but I think this book sounds really interesting. It says, let us journey with beloved physicist Carlo Rovelli into the heart of a black hole. We slip beyond its horizons and tumble down this crack in the universe. As we plunge, we see geometry fold, time and space pull and stretch. And finally, at the black hole's core, space and time dissolve, and a white hole is born. Rovelli has dedicated his career to uniting the time-warping ideas of general relativity and the perplexing uncertainties of quantum mechanics. In White Holes, he reveals the mind of a scientist at work. And there's more. But I think that sounds really, really interesting. I think that this will probably teach me a lot, which I love when books do that. So this is Carlo Rovelli's White Holes. I'm really struggling with that last name. Out from Riverhead, and it comes out on October 31st. So it's a good Christmas gift for someone who is a science reader. For you to get started on. The next book I want to tell you about is actually a collection of short stories called Night of the Living Queers. It's edited by Shelly Page and Alex Brown, and it's out from Wednesday Books. And these are Halloween tales, so I'm getting this out in October. You can still sneak it in, but they're all tales of Halloween told from the point of view of different people of color, Black, Indigenous people of color, and how Halloween transforms them in some way, shape, or form. I think that sounds really, it sounds very Halloween-y, but also sounds like it's going to be really deep and really personal, and I'm super excited about it. So that's Night of the Living Queers, edited by Shelly Page and Alex Brown, out from Wednesday Books. Okay. Next is a short story collection that Pantheon sent me. Probably I asked for it because I read a blurb, but I didn't know how much I was going to want to read it until it arrived. And that is The Best Possible Experience by Nishanth Injam. And this is again out from Pantheon. It's just come out, I do believe. Set in India. These are all short stories about sort of this idea of home and country. And it says here, an emotionally rich portrait of contemporary India and its dysphoria and a yearning rendering of the people and places we call home. I get my books in the mail, obviously. I picked these up and we were at the grocery store. I was sitting in the car. We take our dogs everywhere. So one of us usually sits in the car with them while the other goes in the grocery store. And I was like, oh, I'll just start it. I read the first book while waiting for my husband to buy groceries. First story. It was a page turner. It is so good. The people were so real. The feelings of like loss and figuring out about home were so like palpable on the page. It was so good. It's got a weird, this like sun thing makes it almost difficult to read that cover. The Best Possible Experiences by Nishanth Injam, and I'm sorry if I am pronouncing your name incorrectly, out from Pantheon. I'm really excited to finish this one. Really, really enjoyed that first story. The next author in this list, I need to go to the bookstore and pick up this book because it just came out, is Jesmyn Ward's Let Us Let Us Descend, out from Scribner. You know I'm a huge Jesmyn Ward fan. I've actually started this one already, but I need to get it done. This is a tale of American slavery. It is the story of a young woman who is sold south by the man who is her father. And as she marches south, we get to learn about the history of her with her mother and her warrior grandmother. And there's like sort of like this almost magical realism. There's always a little magical realism in a Jesmyn Ward book, as we are introduced to different spirits and things that nurture sort of this young woman's soul as she heads. I believe she starts in New Orleans and she starts in the Carolinas, if I'm not mistaken, and winds up in New Orleans. Not 100% sure. I've heard nothing but beautiful things about this book, so I am super, super excited. Love myself some Jesmyn Ward. So that's Let Us Descend by Jesmyn Ward. This is out. It just came out at the start of October, and you can get your hands on it. You know I love her so very, very much. The next one was long listed for the Booker Prize. It didn't make the short list, and that is Twan Eng's The House of Doors, out from Bloomsbury here in the United States. All I've heard from people who have read it, though, is that they are flabbergasted it did not make the short list. It's that good. I don't know much about it other than it is set in 1921 in Penang, Vietnam, and it has Somerset Maugham is one of the characters in it. So let me just say, you know how I am about a book that brings in like a literary character and does some sort of like fictional part of their life. I am obsessed. So it says the year is 1921. Leslie Hamlin and her husband Robert, a lawyer and war veteran, are living in Cassowary House on the Strait settlement of Penang. When Willie Somerset Maugham, a famed writer and old friend of Robert's, arrives for an extended visit with his secretary Gerald, the pair threatens a rift that could alter more lives than one. Maugham, one of the greatest novelists of his day, is having a I'm stumbling over my reading now. Having long hidden his homosexuality, his unhappy and expensive marriage of convenience becomes unbearable after he loses his savings and the freedom to travel with Gerald. His career deflating, his health failing, Maugham arrives at Cassowary House in desperate need for a subject for his next book. You know I'm all about it. I'm so obsessed with books about authors. I just love them so much. The House of Doors by Twan Eng, out here from Bloomsbury. It comes out this month. You can get your hands on it right now. Okay, last but not least is The Glutton by A.K. Blakemore. She wrote the Manning... Oh, let me make sure. Please tell me if... She, okay, I just want to make sure I was using the right pronoun. The Manning Tree Witches, which I read from... Was it Catapult or Corner Point? I can't remember, but it was very good. And this is her new book out now. It comes out on 10/31 from Scribner. It's based on a true story, and it sounds like there's no way that it could be based on a true story. It's set in almost 1800s in France. We are in Versailles. It's a hospital at this point, and a nun has been asked to sit with a man who is believed to have eaten a golden fork that is tearing him up from inside. And we find out that he is said to have done monstrous things in his attempts to satiate his insatiable appetite, an appetite they say tortures him still. But such frightful stories can hardly be true. The nun will plunge into the darkness to find out for herself. And all at once, the bewitching, terrible tale of the great Tarare, and my French is terrible, Tarare, will begin to unfold. So this is based on a real person, and this idea, and this cover is something magical. Good job, Scribner. And yeah, I'm fascinated by this book and cannot wait to dive into The Glutton by A.K. Blakemore, out 10/31 from Scribner. So this is a good stack of books that I still want to read. There, take a look. Have you read them? Should I continue to keep them on my list? Have any of them sparked your interest? Are you going to add them to your reading list? As always, I can't wait to hear from you. If you are a return subscriber, I couldn't do this without you. If you are new to my channel, I hope you subscribe and stick around. Thank you so much for watching. And as always, I encourage you to read globally, shop locally, and until next time, I wish you happy reading.